Why Orlando?
When you stay in Airbnbs, you definitely get the best rate if you stay at least 30 days. But sometimes that means planning a little bit further in advance, because once somebody's booked even for a night or two, that messes up your 30 days. And we knew we wanted to stay someplace warm, kid-friendly, and that was mostly open.
Yeah.
And that really limited our options. But we knew Orlando checked all of those boxes for us.
Yeah, from past experience going there, we knew it was affordable, nearby, and we just knew that there would be a lot of like kid and family friendly things to do.
Yeah, and we weren't quite ready to buy an RV, weren't quite ready to travel internationally.
Yeah.
And figured it could be a lot of fun. Orlando is someplace that I've always considered buying a vacation home at, because there really are so many great things to do with kids. But what I learned from our time there is sometimes you have to experience something longer than a week, like we did in the past several times, to really gain insight of how a place feels.
That was an eventful 36 hours.
Kind of makes me want to buy a house.
Oh no. We started off the day discovering that my bike was stolen. The lock was straight up cut. Finally happened. Someone totally cut our lock and my bike is gone. What do you guys think of that?
I think whoever stole that bike is stupid.
Yep. I would agree with that. Oh well, we'll move on.
It wasn't like the most expensive bike, but
Just bought it. Used.
just bought it.
I was kind of getting used to it. Was really excited to take it on a mountain. Bummer.
Several
I actually
hundred.
wasn't that sad when that happened.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, that stinks.
To me, I thought, you know what, we're gonna have bad days with travel. Bad things happen, things get stolen. It's part of travel. Just kind of felt like we were paying our dues. When you're arriving someplace, it's just tough because it's like dinner time. You were picking up food.
Yeah, super.
You were getting food. I
tons of
was in
traffic.
another car. I'm literally pulling in to this place, walk up to the condo, and it hasn't been cleaned. And just to walk into like what's gonna be your home and see someone else's filth everywhere, they weren't exactly neat how they left
And
it.
that was at like 7 o'clock at night, so.
And we knew it was gonna take like an hour just to unpack the car.
So
then
that was like, oh no,
we were just
this is
kinda
not going to
stuck.
end well. And then at the same time, I backed into another car, and it wasn't like a little bump. It was like the bike rack sticks out the back and like punctured the person's bumper. So we exchanged info. It was just one thing after another.
Yeah.
It's taken us pretty much 2 whole days to move.
It's exhausting. I mean, from the time that we moved out, moved twice at the last place, moved twice at this place now, that's a lot of moving in 8 weeks.
Yeah. So, but hey, let's go swim at the pool and have some fun.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, look who it is. I got tired of being the dad that was reading a book all the time at the skate park, and so decided to get back into a sport that I haven't touched in 17 years.
Pretty much from the moment we arrived until the moment we left Orlando.
We sat in traffic.
all the time.
That's what you're gonna say.
And it wasn't just the traffic, it was lines for everything, for pizza,
Going to
get
the
a
grocery store
cart.
and not finding a shopping cart. Oh, it's super draining.
Definitely.
I think it takes us about 5 years on average to want to return to Disney again. We went about 5 years ago, and when we left, we thought, we don't want to do this for a long time.
But if we time this right, we took our kids as toddlers, took them again, ages 8 to 10. Next time they'll be teenagers. That will
That's
be a
right.
whole different picture.
Totally.
And after that, we get to be the really cool grandparents taking the grandkids.
I'm actually really excited for this because we came to Magic Kingdom once before and it was like a whirlwind day, and
was
now
awful.
it was bad. And now we're getting like a day with two cast members that like know their stuff.
Yeah.
So they're gonna show us around, and that'll be pretty cool.
I gave them a list of rides that interested us today, and I am hoping that they just take charge and take us wherever we can go today.
Nava's gonna do Splash Mountain.
Me too.
Miko's gonna do that space scary ride that's indoors. And Veeves.
I thought there was an Epcot.
I love the Haunted Mansion.
I know, I don't know why you like it so
My
much.
fave.
It's so weird.
It's so good.
Are you excited for Splash Mountain?
I'm excited for Splash Mountain.
Me too.
Tell me what you thought of Space Mountain.
It was really fun.
It was really fun?
Mhm.
Was it scary? I thought it was a little bit scary.
It wasn't scary.
I love roller coasters, but roller coasters in the dark, totally different.
Dark. There were stars.
There were stars, yes, you can see stars. I think it's great too. This has been a really fun day.
Double thumbs up for Magic Kingdom.
I could actually totally see us in the future going to Orlando for a couple months in the winter and buying season passes, because the evenings at Disney are like the best time for the parks.
Yeah, definitely. We're glad we went. Our kids love Disney. I think it's awesome that we get to kind of have a mix for our kids of both Disney and some really epic hikes as well.
It just
their
doesn't
life.
seem like Disney's the best bang for your buck
Yeah.
though. Like you spend so much money and time and all this stuff, and you end up spending 90% of your time doing the thing that you hate most in life, which is waiting, standing in line.
Yeah, and looking at your phone to try to figure out where to go to next.
Yeah.
I just feel controlled by Disney, whereas on a lot of our other trips that we've taken, I feel as if we get to set the pace a little bit better
Yeah.
during that day.
For sure.
You know, and you look at how much money you put into Disney and what type of epic adventure trip that you could have.
Totally.
It's phenomenal. And I guess my personal thought on it is enjoy Disney, but don't just do Disney.
There's other really cool stuff out there.
Like really, really cool things. And when I look back on our life, I'm not sure Disney checks all the boxes of what I want a family vacation to be.
Yeah. Miko and I definitely love the Star Wars stuff. All right, guys, Disney World Day 2. You excited?
Yeah.
Off to Epcot. This will be interesting.
Disney World! Disney World! Disney World! You go upside down the whole time in that ride. It's like, ah!
Did you love it?
Yes.
Nobody else was willing to do the Tower of Terror with us. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a tower of terror. It's a tower of doom.
The Tower of Doom! Are you scared?
No. We're finally here.
We're finally here.
Well, we're not lying.
We made it. What'd you think?
Scary.
You thought it was scary? I thought you were scared. You kind of plugged your ears and covered your eyes, right? That's okay. I thought it was pretty scary too.
One of the things that drew us to full-time travel was the option to see a lot of different things in different places.
Yeah. I think some of our favorite experiences in Orlando, it wasn't theme parks. It wasn't anything that we had to pay much money for. It was just the ordinary experiences of doing life in a new place. Like
Yeah.
hanging out in like the city of Orlando and checking stuff out there. The mural tour that you took us on, playing ping pong. Aviva loved doing ping pong. It was so cool.
Yeah.
The drives that we went on and like trying to find the biggest pizza that we could find in Orlando, that was really cool. Like those were the things that made it a really special time.
Yeah. Our kids probably aren't going to be really great at any one sport, but they're going to get a taste of a lot of different things in life, and I'm so excited for that for them.
I think the key that we learned here is like creating great memories, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It doesn't have to be Disney World. It can be some of those ordinary moments where you go into a new city and see what do the locals do, what is fun to do here. You ready for the grand mural tour of Orlando? You mapped this out. This is going to be good.
Let's hope they're kid appropriate.
We're about to have the best pizza experience that we've ever had.
We ate 4 slices out of 8.
We ate 4 out of 8. So we're calling this a fraction field trip. That's right. And 4/8 is the same as what?
2/4. No, a half.
Exactly. It's the same as 2/4, which is also the same as a half. We ate pretty much half of our pizza. So,
We ate a little bit more than half.
so what do you think, wife? Can we write this down as a field trip? Educational experience right here. Barbecue night. My favorite. The park has been our almost daily routine here. It's been pretty cool, you know, running out to the car, grabbing our skates, scooters, that sort of thing, and heading out here. Most of the time, our kids meet friends that are only here for a week at a time, but it's been really awesome that we've been able to make friends that are here for much longer periods of time, and actually made some close friends that I think we'll probably visit in their part of the country when we're driving through it. You all good, my man? That was quite the spill.
No, I'm not all good. My leg hurt.
We had 2 very clarifying experiences back to back in Orlando. One was we went to Gatorland, which was kind of cool when we went. Like, it was fun to like see a bunch of alligators and stuff.
A little touristy.
A little commercialized. But then, like a week later, Amy found this drive around this lake, and it was just like a place where locals go to see alligators and other wildlife in the wild.
It was amazing.
It was so cool, like 100 times better than Gatorland,
Yeah.
and free.
Yeah.
Like it was, we could like there was this adventure to like see how many alligators we could find. Like I actually got kind of close to one, and it growled at me.
That was not smart.
I was at a safe distance.
They're scary.
Scary?
Yeah.
You wanna go swimming?
Yeah.
This is a pretty drive around a lake where it's supposed to involve some alligators.
Yeah. It's supposed to feel a little bit more rustic than Gatorland.
Gatorland was interesting. Found our first gator.
That was fast.
Yeah, right? What's the count that we're up to so far? 14, 13. We're only on mile 2 or something like that.
I definitely should have put that count higher to get ice cream today.
40 equals 2 scopes.
This is 100 times better than Gator.
Oh my gosh. And it's free.
And it's just more fun. Like there's the adventure of trying to spot them. Like there's
And
one,
getting
there's
ice
one.
cream for it.
Would you pet that gator?
No.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Call me.
Awesome. I thought that was super neat. Like we saw all kinds of like, other than gators, like we saw turtles and all kinds of birds and a little baby gator. So we're on our way home and this is apparently a good sub place and they're smoking or grilling meat outside.
Barbecue.
Looks
Barbecue
delicious.
too.
Nice.
You get a barbecue sub?
Good pick.
And rib.
Wow. I think my favorite part of traveling is like getting food.
Yeah. Orlando's full of chain restaurants, so this was so fun.
This was super good.
It was so
amazing barbecue and like creative. Some barbecue places it's like here's your pound of meat, but they had like creative sandwich and salad options.
Yeah. Super friendly staff. Looks like a hole in the wall when you drive past it, but truly phenomenal.
Really great.
Good prices too. 1.5 hours later and we found a car wash.
I don't like Orlando.
I don't either. It's
I feel
really
like
bad here.
It's such a burden to leave our condo.
So much work.
It's like 45 minutes guaranteed to get anywhere.
Yep.
For sitting in traffic all day, you've earned this. The rocket launch today was so cool.
Way different than I was expecting to. I think that was the cool part is like you have in your mind what you think something will look like based upon movies or TV, and it was even better.
Exceptional because it was at nighttime. Like we got up at 2:45 to drive there, got there pretty early to get a parking spot right on the beach. There were probably better places to view it, but we were on the beach with like, you know, hundreds of other people. And everybody's watching it live on their phone, but man, when in the distance you see like the horizon light up, like sunrise is happening like super fast, that was unbelievable. There was this collective like among everybody around us, and it was so cool. And then you see this huge glow, and then this little tiny like bright light starts going up in the sky. And just the thought that there were humans on the tip of that thing was beyond amazing to me.
I think the part that I liked wasn't necessarily just the launch in itself. It was learning about it this week because we had a reason to learn about it.
Yeah.
And there's so many intriguing things. Like I had no idea that before it even clears, it's hitting 100 miles per hour. And then within 8.5 minutes, it's hitting 17,000 miles per hour.
That's wild.
Like so crazy. And just the thought of like the emotions that are that whole crew is feeling and the team that is behind. Like I think when everybody's, you know, coming out to the launch a couple hours early, you just see the excitement in everybody's faces, which is so fun to think about. And then just to think about the hundreds of crew in Cape Canaveral and then Houston, making sure every detail of that is taken care of is phenomenal.
It makes going to Costa Rica seem a lot more simple, right? Like those people had their last day on Earth today. Hopefully, you know, just for a couple months.
6 months. I can't imagine what they were allowed to pack. Probably not much.
Yeah, a lot less than all this stuff.
As we look back on our last 6 weeks in Orlando, it's really easy to see it as a highlight reel and all of the good memories. But in reality, there's some really hard moments too. We're definitely living life at a different pace when you do full-time travel because you're still living life. But one thing that we really wanted to have happen as we pursued a life of travel is to be changed in the process. And it's not something that just happens by deciding to go on the road.
Yeah.
But I think by being on the road, it's helped us to be a lot more intentional about our day-to-day life.
Yeah, I think simplicity is the word that we're talking about here. Like, we're trying to figure out how do we have a more simple life.
Yeah.
And I remember reading a book a while back called The Freedom of Simplicity, I think. And just remember, and now we're experiencing, that simplicity is a discipline. It's not something where you flip a switch just because you've moved or made some change in your life and now you're a simple person. Simplicity takes time, and it takes practice in order to let that become part of the fabric of your life. Because we're just so used to being busy.
Yeah, I think we're just trained to think that you get up and you work really hard all day, you come home exhausted, and then you get up and do the same thing all over again. And it is so easy to fill up that busyness, even when you're traveling. And we've really had to be very aware about being slow and not feeling rushed in our day.
In this next chapter, I'm so excited for Costa Rica because what it's going to cause us to do is bond together through doing some difficult, challenging, even a little bit scary things. We've spent time in other countries before, but only for like a week at a time. But to have like 2 months of living in a place that doesn't speak very much English, it's just going to help us to practice that simplicity and to really rely on each other.
Yeah, and just have as much stuff as we would take for a 1 week trip for 8 weeks, I think is going to really change our perspective on how we spend our time too.
Yeah.